Welcome to Ring Rust with Jack. Today I'm going to talk about my favourite pay-per-view ever in WWE slash WWF, and no, it's not WrestleMania 17. Boom. Vengeance 2001. Let me get into why. So, it's December 9, 2001. I've just turned 7 years old and I've become a wrestling fan. This was the first ever pay-per-view I watched. But at the time of this pay-per-view, I was a massive Hardy Boys fan, and it was a bittersweet moment because the Hardy Boys were against each other, but I knew that I'd hear the theme song a minimum of 3 times. One for Matt, one for Jeff, and one for the winner. So it was bittersweet. I won't tell you how the finish goes. Before I get the card up, actually, the theme song for this is Drowning Pool Sinners. Like, what a song. I still have that in my library now on Spotify. Like, it's such a good song. So if you've not heard it, go and listen to that. Right, so we'll get into it. Now, I think the APA Bradshaw and Brooke match, APA's Bradshaw and Brooke, I think that this match was actually on a dark match because I don't actually remember it being on the show. Maybe it was. Put it in the comments if it was. Sorry if I'm wrong. Anyway, we start off with a tag match. Scotty 2 Hotty and Albert against Christian and Test. I'm not going to tell you who wins. I'm going to tell you how it goes. I'll explain a few things, but I don't want to ruin it for you, and I'll tell you why at the end. Edge, a very young Edge, or Adam Copeland as he's now known, in a singles match for the WWF Intercontinental Championship against William Regal. We have the Hardy Boys against each other, with Lita being the special guest referee. Then you've got the Dudley Boys, who are the WWF Tag Team Champions at the time, against Big Show and Kane. Then this is one of the better matches on the card, sorry. It's a hardcore match, right? And it's Rob Van Dam versus The Undertaker. Now, at this point in the world of wrestling, Undertaker is American Badass, and RVD is the Hardcore Championship going into this. It's 11 minutes of pure carnage. I might drop a screenshot up now as I'm talking about it from the match. Only a screenshot, I won't play any clips. Ruin it. Then we've got a singles match for the WWF Women's Championship. Trish Stratus against Jacqueline. Now, I can't remember who won, Trish or Jacqueline. Well, I see it says here, but I can't really remember the match in full detail. Sorry. Anyway, then we go to the big one. Now, everybody knows how it ends, but we have the whole countdown to this is 4 wrestlers, 3 matches, 2 championships, 1 undisputed champion. Now, this is the first undisputed championship ever. So I know that sometimes WWE say it's someone else, but I'll get into it. So the first match, Stone Cold versus Kurt Angle. Stone Cold wins this one. He is the champion. He leaves the champion. The second match is Chris Jericho against The Rock. Now, The Rock is the WCW, which is the World Championship as it's known now, but at the time it was the WCW belt. So, The Rock and Jericho. Jericho wins through, basically, Vince McMahon comes in and screws it all up for The Rock, and that puts it into the final. Now, I've taken a picture on my phone. It's not the best, but I rewatched it to this point to get this picture. This is like prime Chris Jericho, you know? Like, Chris Jericho selling, and the way he was, like, at this point, I know he's still going now in his later years, but at this point, Chris Jericho was, like, up there with, like, one of the best, like, sellers, showmen, whatever you want to put it as. Austin's music drops, and this is the picture you see. Unbelievable. You know, he knows the camera's right in his face, and he plays it so well. So you expect Austin to go on and win, but, you know, Angle comes in, hits him with a chair, blah, 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 blah. We all know the finish. Chris Jericho is the first ever undisputed champion, which is, like I said before, putting together the WCW Heavyweight Championship and the WWF Championship at the time. Like, what a great pay-per-view it was. I just think, you know, it's one of them ones where it never gets bored. And a lot of people say, oh, WrestleMania 17 is the best pay-per-view. It's not, in my opinion. In my opinion, Vengeance 2001 is the best ever pay-per-view. The best thing about this is the reason I didn't spoil all the results is because it's on Netflix. So if you've got Netflix, type in Vengeance, go to episodes, and you get 2001. This was my favourite pay-per-view of all time. If anyone else has got any recommendations, I can go and watch them. I can give a rating. But I have to give this one a solid 10. I don't care what anybody else says. For me, Vengeance 2001 was the best. But in the comments below, drop what you think was the best. I'll go and rewatch them, and I'll give it a rating and go through the card. I hope you enjoyed. If you like this, click like, click subscribe. We've got 3 events happening this month in an actual wrestling academy shows that we do. So of course I'll post them on the page. And like I said, guys, welcome to the first episode of Ring Rust with Jack. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.